Today I'm going to talk to you I'm going to start where I ended off last time. So I want to say something that's been kind of rattling in my head. Like, you know, when you drop a water bottle in your car, but you're still driving and you can't reach down to pick it up? That's how this has felt like to me. One of the things I said in my last video is that it seems so easy, and I didn't mean to discredit anyone that has formal education or that has educated themselves and worked really hard to educate themselves. I didn't mean to discredit anyone. I didn't word that correctly. And some people, they just have it harder than other people. There's this song by Blueprint, and it's called Perspective. It's a hip hop song, but that describes exactly how I feel. I don't know that artist personally or anything, but that song Perspective by Blueprint describes how I feel. I guess I'm just gonna put that out there. If you want to look it up, it's on YouTube and everything. And if you don't like hip hop, you can maybe put it on mute and just let's look at the words. It's pretty deep and everything, but it describes how I feel. So I wanted to talk about just the education thing again, and I'm just gonna let you know my personal experience. Everyone's experiences are different, everybody's different, but this is just what I have experienced, and I actually have notes this time, so hopefully it sounds a little bit more put together. Um, so maybe this will be worse actually with notes. But basically, I do want to mention that there are dirty cheats in this world, and there are people that will con you. So just try to have a thick skin, and remember to just try to be respectful of other people. It's not your job to fix anyone's life or anything, but if there's somebody that's homeless on the side of the road asking for money, but you happen to have a bag of unopened chips or something, maybe give them that bag of chips if you've already had your lunch for the day or whatever. Little things like that make a really big difference, even though it may not seem like it makes a difference. It does make a difference just for somebody to know that you do care, even just the littlest bit. It makes a difference. So I wanted to talk about my experiences with school. So the first time I ever went to a college was when I was 17. I went to a college, and I'm not going to say what college or anything because I don't want to get sued or anything like that. But I will say it was in South Dakota. I went to a tech school, and it was the best college experience I've had in my entire life. The nurses told us stuff by the book, but then they also told us their experiences and things that will help us on the day-to-day basis of being a nurse aide, things that you need to know that you wouldn't necessarily learn from a book. Very important things that I still carry with me every single day, and it's important to know that people go through those things and you're not alone. And that's the reason why I created this channel and why I'm doing this, is because it's easy to feel like you're just in the middle of the ocean on a paddle boat, and it's what am I gonna do? But I'm just under the surface swimming. I'm right there. I'm with you. Um, so my first experience with college was really good, and then I went to a state college, again in South Dakota, and it was the worst experience of my entire life. I lived there on campus. My roommate was going through her own thing. I was going through a breakup, and I had good grades and everything. But she thought that I liked her boyfriend was the thing, and I didn't. I wasn't even interested in her boyfriend. I couldn't have cared less. But she did things she put her period blood in my makeup when I still wore makeup. She did some things that was just not okay, just completely cruel. She put pictures of me on the internet that I did not consent to, when I was in the shower and stuff, and would post stuff about me being stinky and all this stuff that was just super hurtful and not okay. So if there's anyone that's going through pain, there are people that are willing to help you, but no one can read your mind. So just keep that at the back of your head, that there are people that are willing to help you, but you have to kind of let them know what's going on. And torturing somebody else isn't going to make anything better for you. It's just going to make it worse. So at that state school, I was a runner in high school, and I went to state my very first year in 7th grade. It wasn't the biggest school, so that maybe doesn't say very much, but I tried really hard, and I ran for fun as well as an activity. I was wanting to get a scholarship. So I was told by one of my teachers that I could pay money to get, if I'm involved with the track program, I could pay money for somebody to do my homework for me as long as I run for the track team. A teacher told me that. And that was kind of me being threatened like my roommate told me that if I didn't leave the school, she would kill me, and I didn't tell anyone anything. Like, I just felt like that was like my own burden to bear, and I didn't talk to anyone about it. So I just left without finishing my exams. I didn't get any credits or anything, and I had good grades in all of my classes. I tried really hard in all of my classes, but I got nothing out of it, and I had to pay money to, do the schooling. And I left just because like there was like bullying going on, and if I would have maybe said something, things maybe would have been different. But I've never understood the concept of cheating, because my grandparents, they were educators, and they highly, highly value education. And if you're cheating your way through something, what are you actually learning, and who are you going to benefit when you're in your career? Who are you benefiting when you don't actually know the knowledge to help somebody? If you're just doing it for the paycheck, you're not going to be happy. So there's that. And so then I went to, a couple of years later, I tried to go to school again in South Carolina. That was a completely different experience as well. That was a tech school, and I did a lot of the things online. Like I did my computer and, my math and English. Pretty much everything was online. Like there are teachers that are there that tell you like what you need to do to finish the course, and then what you need to do to, if you need to like do more work or less work to get your grade to the point that it needs to be. But I just felt so alone. Like I tried to talk to people, but they just weren't exactly, I think everybody just was working. There's a bee on my foot. Everybody was working. Everybody had jobs. So there wasn't a whole lot of socializing going on. So it kind of just felt like I was in my own like little bubble, like trying to educate myself. I finished my generals. I have my generals done. But I didn't like that there was nobody like standing in front of a class teaching you and working you through this stuff. It was like I could be doing an online school and it'd be the same thing. So I finished that semester and I didn't continue there in South Carolina. And that's pretty much the extent of it. So I just want you to know that I'm not saying that college is like a terrible thing or anything. I think it's great, but there are different, I guess different schools are better for other people. Like when I was in high school, I went to a small school in a small town in Minnesota, and it wasn't the best. I always had to try really, really hard to get average grades. And then my like 11th, 10th or 11th grade, I switched to a bigger town and a bigger school, and I graduated with honors. I graduated with a 3.8 average. All of my teachers were super, super, super hands-on. Like if I had a question, they would sit down with me and work it out until that light switch went on in my head. And that's the teacher that I believe in. Like if you're that kind of teacher, I believe in you. Like way to go. I love you. Because that's what we need. We don't need somebody that's coming in there for a paycheck. And I'm not criticizing anyone. I think everybody gets to that at some point, but there are resources out there. Like there are so many blogs, like for teachers, for whatever stage you are in life. There are so many people out there. Like check them out. They're on YouTube. They're probably like all over Google. There are resources for you if you feel like you've just like hit a wall and you're not doing the best that you can do better. Like that's not all for you. And if you're maybe not feeling successful, maybe look into something else, maybe something similar. It doesn't mean that you have to give up on your degree, but maybe there's another outlet that you could use your degree and feel a little bit better about yourself. So that's all for today. I'm going to hopefully come back with something a little bit fun or positive next time. I know that this is kind of a lot to listen to, but I just want you to know that I'm here, and if I can ever help anyone, I'll try to find resources for you. I do have a life outside of this, and I'm not trying to make this like my business or anything. I just want anyone out there that feels like, what the heck, like life sucks. Like it sucks maybe now, but it'll get better. Just take it one day at a time. Like deep breaths help a lot. Maybe go for a walk or try to find an outlet. Like there are resources again, like I said. And I give you a virtual hug for what that's worth. So bye for now.